G'day and welcome to another edition of Hef's Beer Reviews. Well, today we're going to try and find out the answer to the question that many an Australian tourist has asked. Is Fiji Gold really just 4X Gold in a different can? Today we're going to do a blind tasting and see if we can tell the difference. That, of course, is if there is a difference. Now, quick bit of background before we get started, and I'll explain how it's going to work. Fiji Gold and Fiji Bitter, two biggest selling beers in Fiji. They're brewed by Paradise Beverages in Suva in Fiji. Paradise Beverages was started in the 1950s by Carlton and later became part of the Foster's Group. These days it's owned by Coca-Cola. So there was a connection at one point in time with Australian beers. People seem to think, obviously, I guess the name and the design, the 4X Gold can design has changed reasonably recently. And the taste, I guess, claim that it's the same beer. This beer brewed by the Lion Group in Australia. Now, Fiji Gold, 4.6% ABV, so full strength lager. 4X Gold, 3.5% mid-strength lager. Is that going to be the clincher, or is it just false advertising, so to speak? We will find out in a moment. I've got two schooner glasses here, two small bits of paper. One says Fiji Gold, one says 4X Gold. What I'll do is I'll use some blue tack, cover up the name, and I'm going to get Mrs. Hef to come in off camera. She'll stick those onto the bottom of the schooner glasses so I can't see which one's which. She'll do the pour off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll give it a taste, see if there's any difference. So we'll see you in a moment. All right, here we go. Fiji Gold versus 4X Gold. Here are the two schooners. Now, obviously, the can size is different, as you might have noticed. 330 mils in the Fiji Gold. 330 mils Fiji Gold. And the 4X Gold is 375 mil. Now, looking at these, they're filled up basically to the same level. I'm assuming that the 4X Gold can is not completely empty, so I'm not going to pick it up because I might still have some beer in it. Let's have a look at the appearance. Both clear golden colour. This one here on my left has larger bubbles than the one here on my right. The one on the right has probably got a bit more in terms of carbonation, a little bit more head in this one on the left. Is there a difference in colour? The one on my left, this one here, seems to be slightly darker, but not much of a difference. Aroma, just a light grain. There is a difference in the smell. I think I get a little bit more. I think I get some hop coming through on this one. The first one, it's just grain. It's just a light, sweet grain smell. This one here has got a little bit of earthiness to it, a little bit of hop coming through. There's some sweet grain as well, but definitely a bit of malt. All right, let's go in for the taste. We'll start with this one. Cheers. Yeah, not much flavour. It's just a light, sweet grain flavour. I like the aroma. Pretty thin, touch watery, I would say. No bitterness. I mean, it's easy to drink. It's refreshing. Yeah. Let's try this one. Cheers. There's definitely a difference. Definitely a difference. This one, it's still reasonably light in body, but it's definitely got more there than the first one I tried. There's a bit more flavour to it. It's definitely got a little bit of hop presence in the flavour as well. There's not a lot, but there's a little bit there. It's not just sweet malt. It's a little bit of earthiness to it. It's a bit smoother, a bit more rounded in terms of flavour. There's just more there, a little bit more depth. Not to say that it's a flavour bomb by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely more there. Straight away, I'm going to say that this one here is 4X Gold. And this one here is Fiji Gold. Now I might add, before I do the reveal, that I can't remember if I said it in the introduction, I'm sorry, but not only do people seem to think that these are the same beer, but then they also claim that Fiji Bitter is just VB in a different can. Now I guess that one to me makes a little bit more sense. I don't think it's true, but it makes a little bit more sense because at least they're not the same ABV either, but they're both full strength beers. VB, of course, is brewed by Carlton, and Fiji Bitter brewed by Paradise Beverages, as I said, that once upon a time was at least part of that larger CUB Foster's group. 4X Gold, the line group has no connection with Paradise Beverages. It's a different ABV. It's a different beer. It's a different beer. All right, so this one I think is 4X Gold. Let's see if I can get this off without spilling the beer. There we go. All right, you're going to see it before I do. There we are, 4X Gold. And this one then, of course, will be Fiji Gold. So more going on in the Fiji Gold, more body, more flavour, more depth. I hesitate to say more complex, but I guess comparatively speaking, it's true. Which one do I prefer? I prefer the Fiji Gold, hands down. It's not even close. Not a 4X Gold fan, if you didn't realise. Not going to bother giving them a score. I have reviewed 4X Gold. It was quite a few years ago. And I've also reviewed Fiji Gold and done a Fiji Gold versus Fiji Bitter comparison. At the moment, actually, if you are in Australia and you're interested, Fiji Gold and Fiji Bitter are both available through Paul's Liquor. You can order cases online. You can only buy the cases. They're quite expensive, I must admit, but I did splurge pre-Christmas and get a case of the Fiji Gold. I'm tempted to get the Fiji Bitter as well, but I haven't pulled the trigger just yet. I did pay was over $80, I think, for the case of Fiji Gold. These, you can get a 30 pack of 4X Gold cans for just over $50 at Dan Murphy's, if that's your thing. It's not mine. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time on Hef's Beer Reviews.